Thể thao điện tử là đam mê của mình. Trong khoảng thời gian thi đấu, Liên minh huyền thoại chuyên nghiệp Việt Nam mình đã có cơ hội thử sức rất nhiều vị trí. Nếu đội tuyển mình cần mình ở vị trí nào thì mình sẽ cố gắng hoàn thành mục tiêu của đội tuyển đề ra. Và trong buổi chiều hôm nay mình hy vọng mình và đội tuyển sẽ cố gắng thật tốt để chiến thắng.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. As we head into 27 Rift Rivals, we are now at match point between the Gigabyte Marines and what will now be, of course, the first seed of the OPL.
Yes, this is the last game of today's semifinals. Will the Lord and Savior Gigabyte Marines make it away? Come on, let's pray to our Lord and Savior that they will carry the GPL region and make it towards the finals. But this time they will be facing off against the first seed of OPL, which is by far the highlights of today's Rift Rivals. But let's get on in. I mean, this is going to be something like, I'm trying to picture of a scenario, but still, this is going to be a scenario where a do or die for both teams. This time, from the first seed who took down the first and second seed of the GPL region, Sin Gaming had a really good run. But then on to Legacy Esports, fought off against Gigabyte Marines, but now this is going to be the last game.
Regardless of the fact, but yeah. Oh my god, with all the hype, we actually forgot to do a quick intro. Arctic and Vulcan at the service.
Well, it's going to be this is actually very exciting because right now it's the potential that the Marines will be carrying the flag of the GPL banner moving on to the finals if they win. But onto the drafting phase we go. Dire Wolves against the Marines.
Yeah, this is going to be absolutely intense. This is the game that will make it or break it. Even though we're at match point right now, and technically a lot is on the line, Dire Wolves themselves, they want to get vengeance on the Gigabyte Marines for defeating them during day one of the Rift Rival. So again, we'll just have to see if they'll get their vengeance, or will Gigabyte Marines ultimately prove to be the Lord Savior of the GPL and carry their teammates to the finals.
Have you heard about Optimus? Arctic.
Oh no, where's this going? Okay, sure. Go for it.
He is the Lord and Savior because he is the star player. But when it comes to the recent roster changes, I think Archie is having a difficult time adjusting because he did pick up the cannon. Now at this point it will be banned away. This is the best of one, so one victory, just one game, one small mistake will be enough for either teams to pick it up, and potentially you will lose the game. So let's hope. This is going to be very, actually, if you put it this way, man, let's picture it. If the Dire Wolves lose to the Marines, then only the third seed of OPL has a victory of all the regions.
Oh, that's actually true. I mean, of all the teams that performed, it was the third seed. But then again, it's very telling as to just how powerful in general the overall region is for OPL. With GPL, it's a different story because Gigabyte Marines, it's definitely a telltale sign wherein the rest of the regions in GPL, or rather the rest of the countries that encompass GPL, need to step up their game. You know, there's a lot of homework that they need to catch up to live up to the same par excellence of Gigabyte Marines here.
Ooh, right now, Dire Wolves, their first picking phase is complete, whereas the Marines, they're deciding which will be our last pick. The crucial drafting phase, no one wants to choke, especially at this point of the game. But now, Leve will be on that at least.
Gigabyte, yeah. Gigabyte Marines really like this Tom Kench for some reason, but one thing that I find really smart about Dire Wolves' draft, they actually go for the Kassadin right off the bat. People might be wondering, why go for the Kassadin so early on? Well, technically because with Gigabyte Marines, Talia is still very much wide open, so taking the Kassadin right away, in case Gigabyte Marines does kind of lean towards the Talia pick, would have actually been a pretty smart move here for Dire Wolves. But then again, I'm actually interested in seeing if Optimus could bring out a champion to go up to par or even head-to-head or even maybe dominate against the Kassadin right here. But we'll have to see as it manifests in the second drafting phase.
And now, going on to the second phase of the last game of the semi-finals, we can see that all teams, I love their faces, no more smiling, all about seriousness with intent to kill and a very gorgeous face right there. But on to the second banning phase, Fiora and a Varus ban. Whereas for the Direwolves, they will be removing a potential top Lucian and Archie's Renekton.
Wow, very interesting indeed. Overall, really a heavy emphasis on targeting Archie here. Definitely, if I had to pick out a player that hasn't necessarily, or probably, because across the board I gotta say Gigabyte Marines is pretty strong, but definitely there have been some struggles with Archie in most of the games thus far. But looks like, wow, we'll be going for the chase.
That is a flex. Will it go top or mid? But most likely it would be going to top, judging how the Marines will be playing things out, and now unlocking on the Jhin to fight against that Caitlyn.
Yeah.
So let's see, Destiny and King, let's see what will their bot lane duo be.
I'm actually interested in seeing whether or not, oh, it looks like they'll be going for the Camille though.
So the bot lane duo would be the Jhin and Zyra, whereas the top lane Destiny will be on that Camille. Let's see, is this a Jace top or a mid? We'll see.
Whoa!
I just got baited by that. It would be a top Jax beating the Direwolves to pick up that Camille. It will be Archie on a Jax against the Camille. A heavy counter towards the Camille. This could be the chance that GPL regions are all rooting for. Please save us, Marines.
Man, if you guys could only see the caster cam right now, Vulcan is shaking like a leaf because this is pretty intense, man. Even I could feel the chills, and I'm not just talking about the temperature here at the studio. So overall, ladies and gents, with all said and done, this is it. This is the game that'll determine who will proceed to the next stage to face the LJL in the finals for our Rift rivals.
And now, this is going to be the last game of the semifinals. Let's see. Will the Marines reverse sweep the entire OPL, or will it be the Direwolves taking away, shutting them down and taking away that prize, saying that, telling the Marines that, hey, see us, we're the Marines. We won all the games of the GPL region. We carried our region towards the semifinals, and that is a statement and the bragging rights that the Marines are looking to get.
Yeah, the Marines in particular, because like for the rest of the GPL, they definitely, if ever they proceed to the finals, they definitely need to perform, because LJL is definitely going to be a much stronger competition if ever they proceed. But then again, with the OPL right now, it's still very much open to them. So there we go, the two logos, this is it.
This is it, the final game. Who will come out on top? Will it be the Oceanic Pro League, or will it be the Garena Premier League? Prize on the line with all the bragging rights for the Marines. The tense is on, and for the players.
Man, this is it.
Make it to the finals. I'm pretty confident from this drafting that both teams have a really good start, but the fact that the Jax was picked to counter that Camille, I would say that caught, I bet that caught them off guard, because the Jace would have been so well at the top in a way that here we are, live on the Rift. This is the final game of the Rift Rivals. Will it be a reverse sweep for the Garena Premier League, or will it be OPL denying that reverse sweep and dragging them down, and them moving on to the finals to face LJL?
There you go. Of course, wherever you're watching for right now, whatever stream, let us know in the chat. Make some noise who you guys are rooting for. Of course, is it going to be hashtag OPL win or hashtag GPL win? It's come down to this battle for supremacy across the regions. Who's going to emerge? Is it going to be Oceania or Southeast Asia? Here we go.
Here we go, straight to the pan of the map and seeing how they are pacing their champions, just guarding the entrances. Don't want to go for a group up, because normally we see group ups, but this is a very high stake match. They would be wiser, go for a safer start.
Whew, this is going to be quite the game that we have here. Again, so much is on the line here. I'm actually interested in seeing whether or not we'll see a manifestation of pure aggression right off the bat, or if both teams, considering the weight of the situation, will just kind of hold out until the right opportunity comes, assuming that it is the right opportunity actually. But yeah, let's go ahead and touch on this matchup real quick.
What I want to go for is Archie on that Jax, because if Jax gets 2 kills of first blood game set. Because the fact that the Jax is this champion, it's designed very fragile in a way that he gets to kill start, immediately game set. He's gonna snowball the hell out of that lane, whereas if he gets behind and gives 2 kills towards the Camille, he is gone out the window. So this is a very high gamble that Archie is playing. He picked the Jax. Let's hope he succeeds.
Man, of course, yeah.
Oh, right off the bat, see? Going for the Counter-Strike start. Level 2 hit by him. Will not commit any further. He is throwing the fervor battle. There, Chipsy trying to sustain in. Archie chugging down that potion. Chippies will be out training the Jax early on, but now Levy spots the Rek'Sai. Gemfire dodges that cocoon.
Yeah, look at this heavy emphasis. The jungler is actually leaning towards the top side, trying to seek out an opportunity, whether or not it be the ideal gank on top lane or it fails potentially towards the mid lane as well. So this is going to be very, very intense indeed. There's still a huge question mark on my mind though. This is the ultimate test for Archie to make up for lost grounds across the board during the previous games. Yeah, because during the previous games, like I mentioned, he's probably been a little bit more on the inconsistent side in comparison to the other counterparts of his teammates on the Gigabyte Marine. So if he performs, this completely wipes out any doubts that we may have of Gigabyte Marines' top laner.
Come on, Archie, you better dictate this fight. I'm counting on you. Don't die on me yet. Oh no, the first blood goes to Genfire.
Oh man, this is gonna be quite the interesting.
This is what I was talking about, the fragileness of the Jax. If he gives 2 kills onto Chipsy, he's dead. Good as done.
And this is the tricky part here. With Shrimpfire on Rek'Sai, it's just almost scary to think that with the overall creativeness you could use, or rather do with the Rek'Sai as far as getting your ganks on, Archie definitely has his work cut out for him. So again, it gives me chills just thinking how crucial this is for Gigabyte Marines. That again, we just, as much as we give highlights, we give heavy highlight onto this top lane matchup, it's with good reason, because Archie can either make or break Gigabyte Marines right now. If he performs, then it'll be absolutely beautiful. Again, like you mentioned, snowball potential on this Jax is absolutely insane. But if he falls back, it's just going to be Gigabyte Marines losing out on a key member and potentially struggling throughout this game.
The first blood went to Shenfire on that Rek'Sai. Will immediately finish up his jungler item instead of going for the Tiamat, so he will be going more sustain-wise instead of more heavy clear. So let's see, Optimus is on that Jace. No AP damages coming from the Marines, so Direwolves will have more room to itemize effectively against them. We'll see. This is a Jace which by far is very capable of carrying the team to the late game, but it's the fact that he's also fragile. All of the composition of the Marines are fragile in the sense that they need this huge lead.
Definitely, and overall, Gigabyte Marines really needs every advantage that they could get out of this game, because let's say if it does come to an unfortunate point where an Archie kind of falls back as far as the slaying.
Oh boy!
Oh no!
3 members converging. Optimus flashes away. He's exhausted. No! Dodges the swords, but Plantix with the work, with the flash, takes in the kill.
Yeah, and really great start here for the Direwolves. So at this point, the gold lead has manifested, leaning towards the 1,000 gold mark. So this is a very worrisome. But then again, if we're gonna recall earlier game, this is the same scenario wherein Gigabyte Marines actually struggled a bit towards the early, but then again voted their time well, transitioned well towards the mid to late game aspect or time of the game. So overall, maybe this will be a little bit of breathing room for Gigabyte Marines at the start, but then again, considering they are going up against the first seed in the OPL, it's still quite worrisome.
And also for the top lane, because Camille has already the Tiamat, will be pushing Archie very hard into his own lane, and Optimus did get taken down by Fantix, so the Kassadin will be picking up the blasting one, so Fantix will have more damage, whereas Optimus will have to wait it out. Let's see, level 6 did reach for Archie. You can see that the damage coming in from that passive is really giving the hurts to Chippies.
Ooh. It's gonna be quite interesting. Shrimpfire as well. Oh, both junglers so actually
see each other, but will not commit.
Yes, that is luckily going to be the Cutler going on to Gigabyte Marines, because if that went to Direwolves, Direwolves would have actually been a better scenario towards top side, and that would exert much more control towards choking out Archie to an extent. So again, it's these really small windows of opportunity that Gigabyte Marines needs to capitalize on, because I don't think the CS lead difference that allowed them to be equal with Legacy earlier would particularly work against the Direwolves this time, because Direwolves definitely on top of everything, if not up to par with Gigabyte Marines.
Things are pretty mellowed down in the laning phase, especially in the jungle. They keep seeing each other, but Archie, ooh, the nice chippies from the mobility. Oh, chippies very low. Archie pops the Grandmaster at arms, goes in for the flash. He picks up the kill from chippies and help with the armor and MR. He survives that tower, and Optimus is very low. Ignite will finish off Fantix.
Wow. Finally, Archie really popping off right there, and this is the manifestation of a nerfed Camille at this point. Camille was really at a strong prime during the time when that Hextech ultimatum was so potent. But now, you know, really manifesting a little bit more on the weaker side, and this is something that Archie really capitalized on to the T with this Jax. And if anything, if Archie could keep this up, then again, like you mentioned, this could be the snowball that Gigabyte Marines to spearhead into the finals.
Let's hope so. I mean, a lot of things, a lot of players are watching this. There will be a lot of stakes going on into this match, because whoever wins will be moving into the finals to face off LJL in the finals of the Rift Rivals.
Man, oh man, oh man. So yeah, you know what's really juicy about this is that later on, whoever actually wins this, the entire region, there will be the ceremony after the game wherein the winner will actually get the chance to get a little bit of a, well, actually leave it as a surprise. I don't want to spoil it just yet, but after this, whoever, regardless of whoever wins, it's definitely something you guys want to look out.
Especially knowing that this is going to be an attempted reverse sweep. This is Rift Rivals, guys. Pride on the line with bragging rights. Let's get straight to it. I mean, 2 for 2, good so far, not great. You want to go for great, not for good. If you want to go for good, you don't play in this type of high-tier players. If you're gonna be selling for good, just don't play that well. But Archie, oh, redeeming himself. I like him so far. Stepping up his game. Chippies eating some honey fruits.
Ooh, yes. Yummy, yummy, yummy. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Oh, Levy though. I like the proactiveness coming in from Gigabyte Marines' jungler, because Archie would be a prime target to try to shut down. And it's clearly evident with Fire just kind of lingering towards this top side right now. So we'll have to see if a fight ensues. That'll be very...
Oh, yes! A stun lock onto Chippies. That would be the Archie assist for the kill. But I just love the surprise from the brush. And now the first turret is up for grabs, but here comes Shenfire trying to deny the first turret. Archie and Levy trying their best, mowing it down. Let's see. Okay, the first turret will not go down just yet. Shenfire did a really good job fending off the incoming wave, but he is under a ward. Teleport's available for Chippies, same as for Archie. Teleport wasted though for Chippies to return lane, so when the fight does break out, Archie will have an advantage.
Yeah, Fire though forced to back away. That was a lot of damage that he took in that, but looks like the bot lane, it's a little bit of a different story here. Heavy push happening.
Oh, Saya with the saves!
Yeah, really great save there. And no way, you know, if that ensued, that could have potentially been a takedown onto...
Ooh. Hello, RG says hello, Chippy says goodbye. Oh, the counter strike will not land the stun. So let's hope that this is what I was talking about. 1-1-1, triple ones all throughout. Teleport coming in. Levy backs up. It would be Fantix. Levy knows better, flashes away. He does not have the mana, does not want to risk it.
Oh man, at this point, you know, I've actually been a little bit worried for the Gigabyte Marines, because with that 0-2 start that they have, again, that was a 1,000 gold difference leaning towards Direwolves, but then again, with everything all said and done, really leaning towards back to the Gigabyte Marines. And I was talking about how Gigabyte Marines really likes to capitalize on CS differences to their advantage. It's actually starting to manifest right now, across the board, with the exception of, well, actually everybody now.
Teleport by Archie. What are you gonna do there, man? Why'd you teleport there? gets taken out without even a contest. 5 members were on point, so what was that?
TP of death. And
JP to the death, Levy on the turn, Hex the ultimatum. The repel, a direct counter, but gets exhausted on the turn. Ooh, all the members of the Dire Wolves going in hot to the top lane.
oh man, not exactly the best.
Oh, but
later.
Optimus trying to make some room in the mid lane. I don't know what Archie was thinking. No vision was established yet. So that was a teleport blindly used by Archie.
I gotta hand it though, despite that 2-kill deficit, you know, Archie, that was a pretty questionable teleport right there. If anything, it was almost a waste of resource. But then again, looking at the bigger picture here, I'd say this, the positive to what happened there is that it did grant Optimus that opportunity to take first turret. That distraction, that the death, that that distraction that ultimately led to the death of Archie and Levy, still, regardless, doesn't necessarily deter Gigabyte Marines from their overall gold lead.
So we do see that Archie picking up the key components for the Trinity Force, has yet to secure the Tiamat. Normally we see a Jax go for the Tiamat, the Shin, and then after the Triforce go for the Titanic Hydra, but no way, playing it very, very dirty, going straight for the turrets. Saya gets rooted on the Jax. He does have the thick skin. Look at the damage coming from King. Destiny's there. Closing it hot. Oh, Saya flashes away.
And that was a little bit of a miscoordination and a wasted resource to do. Ooh.
But Optimus gets ganked by 3 members of the Dire Wolves.
Yeah, Surenfire almost getting that assist there, but unfortunately wasn't able to get the connect in time. But regardless, yeah, this is definitely Dire Wolves playing it really well.
Ooh, the escapes. Great call by Saya. This is why the Marines love that Tom Kench.
Yeah, overall though, again, it's quite interesting because again, this is a scenario where if you're gonna look at Dire Wolves statistically in terms of the kills, it's all they're 2 kills up. But then again, I can't help but admire how on point Gigabyte Marines always is in always the smaller things. This is a trend that we've seen from them in the GPL when they're mostly almost always up in CS to their competitors. So it's again another scenario that's happening for them that sure they might be behind on the kills, but they're using the CS deficiency to their advantage. Well, they're the CS deficiency that Dire Wolves has to their advantage to an extent wherein this is something that will eventually pop for them later on. If anything, it's actually popping right now because so far across the board, turrets are definitely taking back and forth here with the comp that they have. Really utilize the T.
And Archie will be this powerful split pusher on that Jax TM. Power and the Triforce proc will be more than enough to take down those turrets without any problem. But seeing how the members of the Dire Wolves, they are picking that up, responding respectively towards the bot lane, but it's a bit too late. Optimus catching up in a bit of itemization. Yomus has yet to be completed for Optimus. Gold-wise, pretty even so far, except for Optimus, he does have almost 800 gold lead.
Yeah, I mean,
Because of the 34 CS lead, understandably.
definitely. And with things going on, okay, let's go ahead and check out what we have thus far. So for Dire Wolves, I actually like the fact that they've proactively been trying to set back Archie. If anything, the first death that Archie concurred was definitely a good success for Dire Wolves because of Surenfire's proactiveness. But then that second death on him, I'd say that's more really on Archie than Dire Wolves actually proactively making the step to take him down. So overall,
He does have the Trinity Force for Archie, so he will be split pushing a lot. But when it comes to what you said, Artie, I think it's a matter of mind games. I mean,
there you go.
Who goes in first?
I think that's the great thing here. If we're going to talk about mind games, Gigabyte Marines has been blowing my mind throughout, not just GPL, but even Rift Rivals as well. Really playing the mind games to the T. Again, this is why they've been pegged as the strongest team in Southeast Asia and potentially one of the stronger teams here in Rift Rivals. It's because of their full command of the macro, really grasping that to the T and using it to their advantage that they perform absolutely fantastic across the tournaments that they've been joining in their run as pros.
And the execution from the Marines, very clean, on time. Whereas we do see other regions fumbling. Optimus in the top lane, going on for King. King flashed away, but to the skies! The double kill! Double teleport goes through. Gypsy's there, goes in for the lockdown onto Levy. Levy cannot escape. Fatix take the kill. No way, and Saya will be seeing them away while Archie is pushing the ball lane. He did not teleport. Knows better. 2 members down, 2 for 2. But exchange for the bot lane turret maybe.
Yeah, and Surenfire, if ever he wants to, I'm not sure if he could even contest, but I think probably just gonna settle with defending mid at this point, but here comes Chippies though.
Chippies trying to defend his turret, but that's the Jax. Challenge sprays up. Oh, he just gets stunned, denying that leap.
Yeah, good on Archie right there. Actually gonna start setting back right now because if he stayed a little bit longer, might have been caught out by Fire here. But luckily, Hextech Ultimatum is down for this top laner here. So regardless, Archie will be leaving to tell the tale.
For now.
For now.
You better not be too risky, Archie. We did see what happened to your teleport. I still remember that. You better not do that same mistake. This is the last game. Better make your region proud.
Yeah, but still, as far as OPL squad here, definitely really performing well against Gigabyte Marines regardless. I mean, again, this is all about the vengeance for Direwolves here. They really want to get back, but ooh, this might be a fight though.
Fantix. Oh, curtain call. That's a bit too short. Saya eats him up. He goes a flash in from Destiny. The Strang of Thorns will not connect. Now the Thorns of Zyra falls and the flash too. So that's one flash down for Destiny. And now the Wraith Herald is still up for grabs. No member yet converging so far. The Baron will be live in less than 2 minutes.
I gotta say,
more time.
Oh, what King did there with the curtain call, that was a total misplay.
Oh boy.
Oh,
see, this is what I love about the Jax pickup. Oh, he gets slowed by the Precision Blade. Destiny again with those thorns not landing thanks to the flash from Archie. We see King. The red side, the Drake is live. Who will take it away?
That was like a just a little bit of a quick touch on. I wasn't really a fan of the angle that King executed that curtain call. Had it been angles farther, leaning towards the jungle side of Gigabyte Marines, not only would he have gotten Gigabyte Marines within the position of his curtain call, but that could have been a potential block of as well from further escape. So, such a missed opportunity there by Direwolf.
Levy gets spotted by a ward, so opportunity is what's at stake. We're seeing Fire in the top side, whereas two members of the Marine on the bot side pushing out this bot lane inner turret. Let's see though.
Ooh, it's all about the sieges with the Gigabyte Marines right now. 3 towers to their name, leaning towards their fort potentially, should they be able to take down this bot lane turret later on, because it's at pretty low health.
And always doing a really good job farming it up, but for the Direwolves, they do have great control in their own jungle. They do not want to give it away to the Marines just yet. This is going to be the deciding match for the finalists, moving on to the final stage of the Rift Rivals, facing off LJL. But now the Marines will be taking away that Ocean Drake.
Again, this is what I've been talking about. Very classic Gigabyte Marines. If we're going to look at the gold difference now, actually leaning towards the 2 to 3k mark. So again, this is what I've been talking about here. Gigabyte Marines slowly building up, whether it be on CS or towers, raids, whatever objectives that they can, and slowly whittle down their opponent here. So Direwolves, you know, they've been mostly responsive to whatever aggression Gigabyte Marines does across the map, whether sieging, mostly through the sieges of turrets that we've been seeing here. So overall, if Gigabyte Marines continues to push for this type of play, capitalizing on the smaller victories, and at the same time, Direwolves themselves, if they continue to play a little bit more responsive and passively as opposed to their vigor or in the aggression that they showed during the early game, then that's somewhat problematic for the OPL squad, and this might actually grant GPL their ticket to the finals.
Yeah, with a goal lead of 4,000, it's pretty a good stand for the Marines, but Direwolves, they are the first seed of their region. They will do anything to deny that reverse sweep, but if ever that reverse sweep does push through, that will hurt their pride beyond repair.
And if you're going to look at the composition that Direwolves has, they actually have all the potential in the world to get pickoffs if they're grouped up. But the problem here is that because of the split push prowess from Gigabyte Marines, this is what I've been talking about, them going into a more reactive, responsive position wherein, sure, even though their composition can technically easily get pickoffs off Gigabyte Marines, once they commit to a certain member of Gigabyte Marines, the rest of the team from the GPL squad could really go for other sieges across the map. So this is the struggle with the OPL squad at this point, which is why they're actually having such trouble to further what advantages that they had through the skill deficit. Silent Predator. Just waiting for Levy.
Oh, twirling around his sticks and stunning away Chippies. That will be an easy pickoff with his very sticky play. And now the Tiamat though, on to Archie. About time.
Yeah, I mean, the longer this game goes, the more the gold lead just kind of widens.
Oh man, if ever the Marines do sweep this off, I hope the OPL region, they still have their warranty for their Pride, because I don't think they will have enough resources to repair their Pride, especially the fact that if GPL reverse sweeps the OPL region, that warranty will be voided.
You know what the tricky part is though? Let's say if Gigabyte Marines does win, it's kind of hard to say that the GPL won this particular matchup here, because to be honest, across the board, if you can look at the statistics, it's probably
Fanatics out position. Optimus goes forward to the skies. Teleport coming in to burn Chippy's teleport. He will be canceling that, refunding a 100-second cooldown.
man.
Well, if you put it that way, I mean, if you that's a huge statement, but we can't argue with that. In itself, GPL region, I think GAM is a region itself, because the way they are carrying the weight of GPL, if you put it that way, that's a huge statement. But can you blame it? Because the numbers do not lie. The statistics.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, in all fairness, like, I'm personally a fan of these other teams that actually played for the GPL right now. Mineski, one of the teams I've been rooting for locally. Ascension Gaming, really love how Warlock plays. But then again, we have to look at the statistics.
Look at the truths, the real side of things. But right now, closing in, pops that Yomo's heal. Panic heal by King.
Man, this is really continuing. Gigabyte Marines is really choking down Direwolves as far as what.
Oh, Chippy is really close on that cocoon.
Chippy's not having a great time. You know, Gigabyte Marines continues to just bully him, try to get him picked off.
Flash in! The stun will not connect onto Fantix though. He does make it out way alive. The Baron is live. The next trick will be up for grabs soon. The Marines are trying their best to take control of the blue side, opening up for the Baron.
One of the issues that I have with Direwolves right now is they technically have all the tools to get back into this game. I feel like they've been playing this a little bit too safe. They're not allowing themselves to really take risks, going to try to force these fights here, group them together in order to overwhelm Gigabyte Marines. And as a result, Gigabyte Marines just really capitalizing on the passiveness of Direwolves right now. So that's definitely an issue I have with Direwolves. But overall, if I'm going to look at the overall kit of what they brought to the table with this draft here, they technically could do it. It's just that they've been allowing themselves to submit to the pressure that Gigabyte Marines has been putting them as far as the aggression, the pushes, the sieging that they've been doing across the map.
More vision control and more siege for the Marines. They do want to settle for the Baron and wrap this up as soon as they can, because the longer they delay it, that Camille will be a huge threat in the lane game. Right now, it's like this middle school boy you bullied in your younger days, but when you grow up and go to high school, this guy you bullied is this big boy, really tough. So this is the Camille. This is how Camille's growth works. Early phase, really weak. When it comes to the late phase, uber tier.
Oh yeah, definitely, without a doubt. And thus far, you know, this has definitely been something that Gigabyte Marines might need to put into consideration though, because like I mentioned, they really like to slowly choke out the enemy here, but then again, they also have to consider the optimal spikes of their own opponents. But still, regardless, we can't discount the fact that Archie as well, really, as soon as he gets this Jax going, he would be a powerhouse. But it's just that he's doing quite well right now, I gotta say. It's just that again, this is the problem that I've had with Archie. He's been playing good, but it could have been so much better, wherein he could have really carried an easier win for Gigabyte Marines, especially in this game that he's playing with Jax.
Never go for good, always go for the best part of everything. So now, right now, the Marines, they are going to be taking away this Cloud Ring uncontested. The Baron is still up for grabs. The Baron will be really deciding the flow of fight, because if one Baron goes terribly wrong, the Marines can lose this game. Same goes for the Direwolves. So you can see that both teams, they're pacing around. They do not want to risk anything major. This is going to be a very high pressure on the players themselves, especially GAM, because from the 3rd seed and up, they climbed up the ladders, took down the 3rd and 2nd. Now onto the 1st seed. They're carrying a lot of weight on their shoulders, representing the GPL region.
Definitely. And we'll just have to see though. I'm starting to like this. Gigabyte Marines starting to proactively try to set up, because for this Baron take, maybe, I mean, it's more of division really, but then again, should that opportunity present itself, then this would ultimately grant Gigabyte Marine the opportunity to just go full gear on this throttle towards ultimately maybe getting a win.
Maybe. Archie. Oh boy, second attempt for that sneaky play.
That's gonna be hard though because
It's a Cassidy.
it's a Kassadin. That Rift Walk, let's say he could get a substantial amount of damage. I'm just not sure about the aspect as to whether or not he could take him out in time, whether or not he has the damage to actually just kind of get him within the next, like, let's say 2 to 3 seconds before a Rift Rock happens.
So let's see. We can see the tense atmosphere in the Rift. Oh boy, they are really pacing each other down. They are stalling for the favor of Direwolves. They are stalling this game, and if they stall, they will come back strong, especially that Camille, who will be more than a powerhouse, will be a nuclear power plant in this team fight, especially the fact that a Camille does scale up really well into the late game.
Yeah, look at this goal difference though. I mean, not the goal difference, rather the creep score difference across the board. Everybody on the Gigabyte Marine squad up in CES in comparison to their counterparts from the Direwolves.
Saya though, I think it'll be a sacrificial lamb. No, he will survive. Here it comes, Lemmy for the flag. The stun does connect, but Sandfire does make it out with the tunnel. Archie though, and we did see the CS for King and No Way. No Way has a 322 CS, whereas King only has 260. That is a huge advantage for No Way.
Oh man, this is going to be it. Gigabyte Marines starting the
Oh,
siege. Oh!
Here comes Curry Call onto Levy. There's the lockdown. Shenfire goes in onto Levy. He gets taken out by Chippies. Levy's gone. The Baron might be up for grabs, but I don't think that's going to happen. Archie still pressuring the bot lane. Fantix very low. Shenfire backing away, but the bot lane is still being pushed by Archie. Very low on health. No more minions for this sis, but Archie's not giving up just yet. Don't give up, Archie. Just go for it. Just do it. That's it. That's right.
But yeah, there we go. Gigabyte Marines as well going for the offense
that's
in
the
the mid.
bot lane. He never turned down. Another turret down for the Direwolves. The Marines are making the miracle happen. 6-1 turret score with a gold lead of nearly 8,000. Well, it is 8,000.
Yeah, around that point. But whoa, Optimus though.
Catching up Shenfire. He does tunnel away. This is going to be a tense match because the bot lane is down. Archie just loves to push. That is a Jax. Expect that you will be having a really bad time, especially when you go for a full-on clash. Archie doesn't join in the fight. He likes to play this role where he wants to be the disruptor, a really long-range disruptor to actually choke the Direwolves into recalling. But I hope he does not make a mistake there because the Direwolves, they're still scary, especially that Camille. You saw the lockdown that Chippies did onto Levy. Cannot even escape. So right now, Sai with another save. Wow, I gotta say that Tom catch, if we count the saves he's done all throughout the semifinals, I would count to at least 10 saves.
This is kind of reminiscent.
Oh, whoa! Chippies with the aggression, teleport coming in. Archie with the chalkboard gets locked down by the ultimatum. He's not giving up without a fight, but I think he will not survive. The kill will be going to Fantix.
Oh man, but that is going to be the signal for Gigabyte Marines to go for this Baron though.
The Baron, the current call, the teleport's coming in. Who takes the Baron? It's going to be the Marines taking the Baron and killing Shenfire for his mistake. Destiny's very low. Noah's exhausted, but he's still going in. There is the Cocoon flash in. That will be a lock onto King. He flashed out. Flytix go in onto Noah. Noah's very low on health, but Fantix is going to die. He dies to the Marines.
Whoa, that is absolutely crazy. 4 members down from the Dire Wolves, and oh man, with only the support to defend. I'm not sure about this anymore. If Dire Wolves could even defend at this point. Wow. And with the Baron though.
The Baron though in the hands of the Marines, pushing away blissfully. Ignorance is bliss, but the Baron buff is Blister, but whatever. Now the inhibitor will be taken out by the Marines. This is going to be a very exciting match because the death timers are pretty huge. 13 seconds left on the King. 2 members spawning to Direwolves base. 2 inhibitors taken down. This could be a game-saving change. We'll see soon enough. This will be the last inhibitor for the Direwolves. They will be recalling for a reset.
Yeah, definitely. And with this reset right here, once they go for once they go for that full OM, this may potentially be the game. Let's go ahead and check out what happened here. Baron take coming in from the Gigabyte Marines. I love the proactive move coming in from Optimus here, really denying the potential of Sternfire to go for the steal. If anything, he actually burrows into his own death. So at this point, Gigabyte Marines does a great job really getting the reverse onto the rest of Direwolves here. They know that they could overwhelm them. Fantix a little bit late into the fight, but still was able to exert some level of damage, but then again, wasn't really enough here. Optimus ultimately couldn't really deal and just got overwhelmed at this point with all the damage coming off across the board. And this may potentially be the dream. A lot of brooms being exerted here for our Gigabyte Marines to go for this.
What I should do right now is to check my wallet, go all for the coins, and toss them to the well, because I think the Marines may close this game.
And he's literally doing it, guys. Vulcan literally brought out the coins out of his wallet.
Right now, let's see. Oh no, Levy gets picked off. But Archie gets to kill to King. Here gets collide onto Optimus, onto Destiny. Whoa, he did not survive that with 2 members down. For the Direwolves, make it 3, a double kill for Archie. My boy, performing well this time. Now No Way will be taken down by that Camille, but it will be a triple for Archie. Oh, a shutdown though, very sad. But an ace for the Gigabyte Marines, moving on to the finals of the Rift Rivals.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be it, carrying their teammates from the GPL. Congratulations, GPL, you'll be going up against the LJL.
The Lord and Savior of the GPL. Congratulations to the Gigabyte Marines.
And that was absolutely crazy. Direwolves, a little bit you know, that was definitely a missed opportunity. Not only just to carry their region to the finals, but also potentially get vengeance onto the Gigabyte Marines. So, whew, that was absolutely crazy.
Congratulations to the Marines. Moving on to the finals of the Rift Rivals. They will be facing off against LJL.
Man, the superiority in macro play again. I probably keep on mentioning this, but then again, it's ultimately what manifested right there. Gigabyte Marines just slowly capitalizing on these small leads, whether it be again, I keep on saying the CS, Dragon takes, sieges onto turrets, you know, slowly building up on these. And if you see it, they haven't really gone for these full 5v5s during the early and mid. It was only when they know that they realized that optimal spike, that hey, we have enough resources, we have enough of a lead to overwhelm Direwolves. That's when they went full ham, and it was an absolute pleasure to watch. Truly one of the reasons, if anything, they really proved why they are the top seed from the GPL and potentially one of the top teams in Rift Rivals overall.
I gotta say, that game was pretty close, especially the fact that Direwolves had a late scaling comp. They really had a decent chance, but the fact that one small mistake, the teensy-beensy mistake, just cost them the game. And I gotta say, for the Marines,
yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, come on. This is this is the result of the semifinals. Look how the GPL, the Gigabyte Marines, single-handedly took on and reverse swept the OPL region.
Whew, it's absolutely overwhelming right now. I mean, this is what, it's funny because right off during day one, during Rift Rivals, we've been talking about how a single team alone couldn't carry a region to bring glory to their country. I take that back. I've been proven wrong here in the semifinals. Gigabyte Marines, truly the savior of the GPL, carrying the rest of their fellow teams from the Southeast Asian GPL to the finals. So that's so commendable in itself.
It's commendable in a way that it has been a long ride for the semifinals. Mineski losing to the third seed and Ascension trying to take back a victory for the GPL. Lost to the third seed to the OPL. Right now, this is the scenario where the third seed of OPL did a really good job starting things well for the GPL, but when it came to the Marines, that's where things went south. I mean, the players themselves said it before, the only team they are watching out is the Gigabyte Marines, and they were correct to do so. From that reverse sweep, the Marines will be taking it away from the OPL region, and now moving on to the finals.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully, as you mentioned, because it's clearly been indicated in the series, and I think it's definitely manifested even statistically from what we've witnessed, that Ascension Gaming and Nesky really need to step up their game, because OPL said it themselves. They kind of pegged Gigabyte Marines as the only threat. So hopefully, going into the finals tomorrow, this will give them that extra motivation to really persevere and prove everybody wrong, because this is their chance. Again, this is their shot at glory. They don't want Gigabyte Marines alone to feel that glory. They themselves want to try to contribute to attaining that glory as much as possible.
And also contribute to the fact that GPL will be a well-rounded, powerful region in a way that they have what it takes. This is the Rift Rivals, where we expose a lot of players to different regions, an opportunity for them to take each other on. And I think just from this first Rift Rivals, the Marines, the Gigabyte Marines from Vietnam, has what it takes to take on the world.
Yeah, definitely.
This is not anymore like a understatement. This is more of a huge statement. The fact that they took on the entire OPL region and reverse sweep for GPL is an achievement. They have the bragging rights to do so, and the pride, especially the Gigabyte Marines. I bet they were playing this game with their pride on the line.
Definitely. I mean, we've been talking about how pride is the biggest thing here in Rift Rivals here. I think just the fact that they not only did they get the reverse sweep, but carrying the rest of the teams of Southeast Asia into the finals is huge bragging rights in itself. That regardless of what happens in the finals, mission accomplished for Gigabyte Marines. I believe they pretty much convinced everybody across the regions that they're a team to contend for. They're definitely somebody that you don't want to underestimate, and it's been an absolute joy watching them perform throughout this tournament, not only in our own GPL, but here proving themselves in Rift Rivals as well.
So we'll actually be showing you guys something very interesting, but remember that this is the Rift Rivals, so expect that rivalries and somehow the theme itself, you want to explain yourself that, hey, how does it feel losing to us with a reverse sweep?
Oh, snap.
How does it feel?
Yeah, and again, guys, it's all about the thematics here. It's kind of what I've been prequeling earlier during the game, that there's going to be a little bit of a surprise towards the end. So you guys kind of remember, even looking at the thematics of Rift Rivals, you know, it's all about the grunge, just the power. Again, if you're gonna kind of look at the tune that Rift Rivals goes for, it's like a heavy rap. So going into this little sequence later on, it's gonna pretty much emphasize that and bring that home.
How did you feel about this last game, Arthur? I mean, I was pretty pumped up.
That was pretty. I mean, I was really feeding off all that energy that was happening, and I think the way that, again, this is kind of the joy as to casting in general. Looking at the energy going into that last flash, like you could really feel both Vulcan and Ice energy in that last fight right there without a mistake at all. So, wow, it's been such a privilege, to be honest, to witness all that and bring that to, of course, all our viewers. So, yeah.
So I hope you watch the stream tomorrow, because it's the finals.
Finals, man. This will be...
Can't wait though. I mean, I hope that it's not the same scenario where it will be GAM versus LJL. I hope that it's actually going to be GPL versus LJL, because when we saw how LJ performed from day 1 to day 2, I'm pretty scared, because I love their macro play. They have huge pools, 2 Korean imports. That's, I gotta say, that is just a lot of resources for the LJL to use against the JPL region.
I wish we could have our own imports, but not just yet. We're not quite there yet. Oh, you're right. Philippine teams, if you want a Korean on your team. No. Never mind. Probably not the best idea.
It's a terrible idea.
But yeah, there we go.
So guys, I'm very honored to cast this Rift Rivals for the semifinals to witness everything up, but we'll be signing out.
Wow. Những thông điệp được gửi tới từ